Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in, this is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life, one kick and punch at a time. Episode 286. So it didn't go as planned.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
So it didn't go as planned. People want to start off in a flying start, a running start into a new year. And really, traditionally, that probably doesn't happen for the majority of people. I think the year that's in it as well, closing down a 2021, which was a fairly negative year for a lot of people. And that was a hard enough year after a 2020 for a lot of people. And then entering 2022, with a hell of a lot of apprehension, as I sensed from a lot of people, and in a lot of areas globally, a lot of apprehension towards 2022. People were afraid and are afraid to get enthusiastic and excited because that's what happened last year. Basically, 2019, I think, was the first one. Everyone was so excited for being 2020 and the start of a new decade, and it turned out to be a very disappointing year when we were all hit with COVID and the pandemic. And then everybody was delighted to see the back of 2020, hoping that 2021 would be a brand new year and a brand new start. And it wasn't. A lot of us opened up into another extended lockdown, more restrictions, more bad news, and everyone is fatigued. Everyone feels war-torn. And I guess everybody now knows, after being stung for those 2 consecutive New Years, that the same could potentially, without being negative, the same could potentially happen this year. So we want to plan for the worst, hope for the best, but you just never know. So ultimately what that means is, more than likely for a lot of people, your smooth start to this year, it hasn't been as smooth as you wanted to. All the things that you were hoping would suddenly fall into place may not this week or the following couple of weeks. They probably won't. And what I want to do is to make sure that you don't get so frustrated by the process that you give up, or that you lose hope, or that you stop trying to control the things that you can actually control. It's very hard to have this totally smooth transition from old year into new year in the best of circumstances, and especially now, especially if your morale is feeling a little bit beaten up. You are setting yourself up for failure to think suddenly that going from 2021 to 2022, suddenly, immediately after the 31st of December, your mental health problems will have gone away, your addictions will have gone away, your negative behaviors have gone away, or your worries, your anxiety, your issues, basically all the things that COVID has helped to cultivate and to nurture and to grow. To think that they're suddenly going to disappear on New Year's Day is absolutely setting you up. And I guarantee you that everybody has developed some kind of negative behavior, or certainly some type of behavior that you're not happy with yourself during, especially the last couple of years, with everything that's going on. Whether it's comfort eating, comfort drinking, exercising less, a myriad of many things that it could be. We always overestimate the change that will occur in the short term and underestimate the change that will occur in the long term. So we always overestimate what we can do in a small period of time, and we underestimate what we can do in a long period of time. And our goals and New Year is 100% that scenario. We think that we're going to have this great routine the very first week, and everything is going to fall into place, and it doesn't work like that. And then it's very easy to get frustrated or to fall out of love or lose confidence over the process. So go easy on yourself. Now, it's very important to let you know that this episode is not a ticket. No, it's not a ticket to not try. It's not a ticket to procrastinate. It's not a ticket to specifically give something, half a go, knowing and feeling and making failure inevitable. That's not what we're saying. It is the opposite. It is a ticket to keep trying without berating yourself to the point of giving up. So to keep going, so that, if you've had a couple of knocks, keep going, keep trying. Don't let that shake your confidence to the point where you're not going to do it. But it's absolutely not the perfect excuse to yourself of, sure, well, if that's the case, if it was going to be hard, then I'm glad I didn't try, because that's defeatist mindset and it's not going to help you get ahead. The first week of any new year is generally a bit of a failing week. As I said, you're addicted to, your routines. You're addicted to many different types of calories that you're suddenly trying to go cold turkey on. And it can simply take several weeks to continue to ramp things up to get the improvement that you're looking for. We don't grow in exact points. It's more like gradients on a chart. We go up in levels. We don't go up in exact points. So you can have many starts. You can have as many beginnings as you need to ultimately get to where you want to go. No one can say otherwise. Do not worry if your year hasn't gone perfectly so far. Time and even the year is actually a human construct. And this is absolutely fascinating to find out and to learn that some countries are not even experiencing the same year as us. So, for example, in Japan, apparently it's year or3. In Israel, it's 5,782. Mind blown, that one. North Korea, it's 111. Thailand and Buddhist countries, 2564 it is in Thailand and Buddhist countries. Ethiopia are 7 years behind. It's 2014. Again, mind blown. And Iran is 1367. So what are we kind of talking about, just to make sense of this? Well, basically, we're talking about the majority of the world uses the Gregorian calendar. Some places don't, some religions, some beliefs, and some countries don't. So they're not in the same year as us. And just to keep in mind, your goals, your New Year's, all your plans are based on this, on it being a new year. And this Gregorian calendar, it was only invented and it was only introduced, 440 years ago. Yes, I know 440 years ago is a long enough period of time. But in the grand scheme of humanity, it's not really. It's a relatively new enough concept. So, 1582, Pope Gregory XIII introduced his Gregorian calendar, which is the year that we're living by at the moment. What I'm trying to say to you, in other words, is do your best. You have plenty of chances. You have plenty of time. Winding yourself up about any false starts will just tear down your confidence and your motivation. Condemning your whole year due to a not so smooth start, nearly like being superstitious. Oh, it hasn't started well, so it's going to be a bad year. It's like also screwing up your diet on a Monday, supposedly starting a brand new diet on a Monday, messing it up on that Monday and deciding, well, there's no point in trying it until the following Monday. They are all self-sabotage thoughts, and they're all defeatist thoughts. And that what you, me, and all of us need to get ahead is incremental improvements. That is actually what leverages up fast. Small improvements. So think your 1% improvement. A 1% improvement is a small improvement. If you had a 1% daily or weekly improvement in 100 days or 100 weeks, you would be twice as successful. You'd be twice the person that you are now. You would have 100% improvement. So small steps add up very, very fast to getting your momentum. That's what you're looking for. You don't start the brand new year with plenty. Maybe you do, but a lot of times you don't start the year with all that momentum. Your momentum has slowed down for various reasons that we've already discussed. So empower your mindset and control the controllable. The rest of it, enjoy, learn, grow, and reset. So happy new year to you and the very best wishes for this year, whatever year you may actually be living in. Thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.